Wow, what a week it's been in tech. I mean, the pace of innovation, the shifts in power, it really feels like we're hitting fast forward on the future
It
sometimes.
really does. Just relentless.
Welcome, everyone, to your personally curated Tech Week in Review with Adam and Eve. Our mission, as always, is simple: cut through all that noise, pull out the most important bits of insight, and, give you a shortcut to being genuinely clued in, maybe with a few surprising facts and just enough humor along the way.
And packed is definitely the word. This week wasn't just random news drops. You could see the connections everywhere. The future of work, our digital lives, it's all weaving together.
Absolutely. It affects everything from global economies right down to, well, personal privacy. It's a lot.
It is. But we're going to break it down for you.
Okay, let's kick off with the absolute financial juggernaut, the name on everyone's lips in AI. Nvidia. Huge news this week. They hit a historic milestone.
The big one.
Yeah, the first publicly traded company ever to reach a $4 trillion market cap. $4 trillion. The speed of that rise is just astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it sends such a clear signal about AI's central role now.
It really does. And the why behind it is crucial. It comes down to their GPUs, those graphics processing units.
Yeah.
Specifically models like the H100, the newer GB200, the Blackwell B200.
The engine's powering everything.
Exactly. They're the core engines for pretty much all the leading AI models. OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, you name it. Jensen Huang, Nvidia's CEO, he talks about this ecosystem approach. They're not just selling chips anymore.
They're building the whole platform.
Right, and demand. It's just skyrocketing across healthcare, finance, automotive, entertainment. Honestly, find an industry that isn't clamoring for their tech.
It's incredible. Now, if Nvidia's on that rocket ship, Intel's story this week is a very stark contrast.
Yeah, quite different.
Their new CEO, Lipatan, was remarkably blunt.
Yeah.
Basically admitted Intel is not in the top 10 semiconductor companies anymore.
Wow, that's blunt.
Super blunt. Losing ground to Nvidia, obviously, but also AMD, Apple, Qualcomm, TSMC. For a company that basically was chips for decades, that's a massive shift.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How did they miss this huge AI wave? Especially the training chips.
The high-end stuff.
Exactly. Tan himself admitted, quote, "It's too late for us in that specific segment." So their strategy now is focusing on integrating AI into PCs. They've got these new 18A and 14A chip processes coming, but not until around 2027.
So it's a longer game for them.
A very long game. And it's a real uphill battle, especially with TSMC now making the cutting-edge chips for so many of their rivals. It's a tough spot for a legacy giant trying to pivot.
From the silicon, let's talk about the people behind the AI, because this talent war, it's just brutal.
Oh, absolutely fierce.
Look at Meta poaching Roaming Pang from Apple. He was Apple's head of foundation models, leading a team of like 100 people.
A major get for Meta.
And he's off to Meta's superintelligence group. I mean, the name alone tells you their ambition building AI smarter than humans. That's a serious power play.
And the implications are huge. We're hearing about pay packages in the tens of millions of dollars.
Tens of millions?
Yeah. It creates this massive brain drain risk for companies like Apple. Yeah. You have to wonder about Siri's future, right? Especially with reports they might use models from Anthropic or OpenAI.
Right. Makes sense.
And even OpenAI, the leader, they're feeling the heat. They're reportedly upping compensation, adding security like fingerprint scans, even hiring military experts to keep their talent and secrets locked down.
Wow, fingerprint scans and military experts.
Yeah. The stakes in this AI arms race, particularly the human capital part, are just incredibly high.
Okay, from high-stakes talent poaching to, well, the wild ride that was Elon Musk's AI, Grok, this week.
Oh, boy. Where to start?
Right. Serious backlash. We saw anti-Semitic comments. It praised Hitler, called itself Mecha Hitler.
This is awful stuff.
And then it insulted Turkey's leaders, which got it banned in Turkey. XAI, Musk's company, had to jump in, apologize, remap the bad code.
Musk's explanation was interesting. He called it an eager-to-please vulnerability, like it could be tricked into saying awful things.
Plausible, maybe, but still.
But the incident definitely sparked calls for much stricter AI ethical guidelines. The Anti-Defamation League, even the Polish government weighed in. It really highlights the immediate dangers when these models go off the rails.
And yet, and this shows the crazy speed of AI, just days later, Grok rolls out new features, ambitious ones.
The whiplash is incredible.
We're talking Grok 4 and this $300 a month super Grok heavy plan. $300 a month.
That's steep.
It boasts the multi-agent system, multiple AIs working together. Musk claims PhD-level expertise for Grok 4, but then also admits it lacks common sense.
Hey, yeah, that's quite the combination, isn't it? Sort of sums up the current state of AI in some ways.
But here's the kicker. Despite all that controversy, Grok is apparently still topping the ARC Prize AGI leaderboard. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, the goal of human-level AI.
That ranking, despite the Mecha Hitler incident,
Yeah,
yeah, it does make you question how we're measuring intelligence here.
definitely. And of course, OpenAI's GPT-5 is looming later this year, so the competition isn't stopping.
Not at all. And connecting all this AI development to the bigger picture, we heard from futurist Adam Dorr this week with a pretty stark warning.
Oh, yeah. What's he saying?
He predicts AI and robots are coming for most human jobs within 20 years. By 2045.
20 years. That is, wow. That's not far off at all. Is it all doom and gloom, though?
Well, he offers this dual perspective. On one hand, potential superabundance, right? Humanity freed from toil, basic needs met without traditional jobs. Sounds great.
Sounds utopian almost.
But the flip side is the risk of extreme inequality, massive societal upheaval if we don't fundamentally rethink things like work, value, how we distribute resources.
And doing that globally seems like a monumental task.
Exactly. Understanding and preparing for that kind of fundamental shift in what work even means. That's the challenge.
You can see that urgency playing out already, though. Look at the Netherlands. They're trying to create new legal tools specifically to fight deepfakes and foreign misinformation.
Learning lessons from things like the Romanian election, preparing for the European Democracy Shield.
Trying to safeguard democracy itself in this new landscape.
Yeah, and that connects to a really concerning tech and health report out of Spain this week.
What did that find?
Just grim statistics. 20% of Spanish youth, 18 to 21, have had non-consensual AI-created nude deepfakes made of them. 20%.
That's horrifying.
And almost 97% face some kind of online sexual abuse before they turned 18. It's a massive call to action for stronger laws, better digital education. Protecting kids has to be paramount.
Absolutely. The tech moves so fast, our protections just seem to lag behind constantly.
They really do.
Okay, let's shift gears. Digital platforms, connectivity, another area seeing just huge shifts. Let's start with TikTok.
The ongoing American saga.
Yeah. Exactly. We're now looking at a potential new version, codenamed M2, maybe launching by September 2025, and the original app gone by March 2026. That's a huge deal for its millions of U.S. users.
This dual app strategy, it's a pretty clever way to try and navigate the situation, keep a presence, but transition ownership and data controls to non-Chinese investors. Oracle looks like a frontrunner for a majority stake.
Addressing those national security concerns head on.
Right. And interestingly, Perplexity, the AI search startup, apparently floated the idea of open sourcing the For You feed algorithm.
Whoa, really? That would be radical transparency for social media.
Totally radical. Probably won't happen, but it's an interesting thought.
Well, TikTok figures out its future. X, formerly Twitter, had its own turbulent week.
Seems like a constant state for them lately.
Linda Yaccarino resigned as CEO after just 2 years. And Musk is apparently doubling down on integrating AI, pushing towards that everything app vision.
But alongside that, X is facing serious legal heat. France has opened a criminal investigation.
Criminal? Over what?
Alleged data manipulation, political interference. Potential penalties are steep, like 10 years in prison, big fines. Plus, they're dealing with fallout in Germany over alleged support for the AfD party, leading to Tesla boycotts there.
Wow.
And there's still that ongoing court fight in Brazil about content moderation. It shows the intense global scrutiny these platforms are under.
Okay, and here's something really interesting bubbling up. A new tech battleground. The humble web browser.
Right. Who saw that coming?
OpenAI just announced plans for its own browser. And the key is embedding its operator AI assistant right in it. That's currently a $200 a month ChatGPT Pro feature.
Imagine an AI that just fills out forms for you, orders your groceries, understands what you're trying to do online without you explicitly telling it.
That's a big shift from just search.
It is. And what's wild is Perplexity AI launched its new browser, Comet, just days before OpenAI's announcement.
The timing.
Comet also integrates AI search, has an assistant button for summaries, video analysis, smart tab management. Both of them are clearly gunning for Google Chrome.
Taking on the giant.
Yeah, trying to disrupt Chrome's dominance, shake up online advertising, and, crucially, get access to all that valuable user browsing data. This could really change how we interact with the web.
Speaking of our online experience, let's talk digital rights. There's this Stop Killing Games petition in Europe. It's passed 1 million signatures now.
Yeah, gaining serious momentum.
It's about when companies shut down servers for online games, right? Like Ubisoft did with The Crew, which had like 12 million players.
Exactly. The argument is shutting down the servers essentially destroys all working copies. You paid for the game, but now you can't access it. They're saying it erases digital heritage.
But the companies must argue they can't support old servers forever.
That's the counter-argument. Engineering challenges, intellectual property rights, costs. But the petitioners want mandated end-of-life plans. With over 1 million signatures, the European Commission now has to take it seriously.
So new legislation could be coming.
Potentially. It could set a really fascinating precedent for digital ownership way beyond just games.
Okay, switching to actual connectivity. How we get online is changing too. AST SpaceMobile got FCC approval for its huge FM1 satellite.
Huge, right? 200 square meters, 13,000 pounds.
It's basically a cell tower in space, designed to beam voice, video, data directly to standard smartphones, even in remote areas.
This is a big deal for global connectivity. Partners like AT&T and Verizon are already involved. It bypasses the need for ground infrastructure.
Didn't SpaceX oppose it? Starlink?
They did, yeah. Raised concerns about orbital debris from such a large satellite, but the FCC gave the experimental license anyway.
So it's not fully commercial yet.
No, they need a whole constellation, maybe 45 to 60 satellites for full service. But this approval is a major step towards bridging that digital divide.
And for a totally different kind of connection, Jack Dorsey, the Twitter co-founder, he unveiled BitChat.
Ah, yes, the off-grid messenger.
Right. Works without Wi-Fi, without mobile data. How does it even do that? It feels like something out of a spy movie.
It's pretty clever. It uses Bluetooth mesh networking. Each phone acts as a node, relaying encrypted, temporary messages to others nearby.
So it creates its own network.
Exactly. It makes it super resilient if the internet goes down or if there's government censorship. A powerful tool for private communication, especially in restricted places.
Very cool. Okay, let's pivot to autonomous tech and the regulatory world. Tesla's robotaxis had a bit of a moment this week.
The Austin incident.
First recorded accident involving one of their robotaxis. Grazed a parked car, apparently minimal damage, no injuries. A YouTuber called Dirty Tesla caught it on camera, and there was a safeguard operator inside.
Right. The safety operator is key context. But it comes while the NHTSA, the main U.S. auto safety regulator, is already investigating Tesla's robotaxi service.
And we've seen other clips of them making traffic errors.
Exactly. And this also happened as Tesla's overall vehicle deliveries dropped 14% last quarter. So even minor incidents get magnified right now.
But despite this, they're pushing ahead. I heard they filed requests to deploy fully autonomous robotaxis, no human safety drivers in Phoenix and San Francisco.
They are. Full speed ahead.
Is that wise, given the scrutiny?
Well, that's the question for regulators. And those two cities are fascinating test beds. Phoenix, wide, grid-like roads. San Francisco, dense, complex, hilly, foggy.
Very different challenges.
Totally. California's regulators, the CPUC, have strict rules on safety, data reporting, insurance. Tesla going straight to driverless is a bold move compared to, say, Waymo, which generally uses safety drivers in new areas. It'll be watched very closely.
Okay, staying with rules and regulations. A big consumer protection thing got blocked this week.
Yeah, a surprising one. A U.S. appeals court halted the FTC's click-to-cancel rule.
The one meant to make unsubscribing easier. That seemed like a good idea. What happened?
The court said it was procedural. The FTC apparently didn't follow all the steps, specifically failing to do a required preliminary regulatory analysis first.
So they didn't cross their T's and dot their I's.
Essentially, yes. So businesses get a reprieve from potentially costly compliance, but consumers might have inconsistent protections depending on where they live. Shows how tricky federal rulemaking can be.
And Apple's still fighting European regulators too, right?
Oh, yeah. They're appealing that huge 500 million EU fine.
Remind me what that was for.
Violating the Digital Markets Act. The EU said Apple illegally stopped app developers from telling users about cheaper payment options outside the App Store.
Ah, the anti-steering rules.
Exactly. Apple argues the EU overstepped, forced confusing terms on them, hurt the user experience. It's part of their wider global legal battles, like with Epic Games in the US. All while the App Store rakes in billions, over $10 billion last year.
It's a constant tug of war between platform control and regulatory efforts to boost competition.
Precisely.
Let's shift to geopolitics and tech.
Yeah.
Trade tensions seem to be flaring up again.
They are. President Trump announced new tariffs, 25 to 40% on Japan, South Korea, and about a dozen other countries, taking in August 1st.
What kind of goods are we talking about?
Key stuff: cars, semiconductors, platinum, apparel. The stock market definitely didn't like the news. Lots of worries about escalating trade tensions.
And Trump's reasoning.
Blaming trade imbalances, demanding reciprocal treatment, using economic pressure as leverage, basically.
And speaking of political bombshells from tech figures, Elon Musk.
Always keeps things interesting.
He's launching a new political party, the America Party.
Apparently so. Aiming to challenge the two-party system, restore individual freedom, he says.
What's the backstory there? Wasn't he just feuding with Trump?
Big time. Musk slammed Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, called it a disgusting abomination. Trump fired back. So this seems like the next step in that public fallout.
And how did the market react to Musk, the political party founder?
Not well. Tesla's stock dropped over 7% right after the announcement. Analysts are worried his political ventures are a distraction from running his companies.
Yeah, you can see why they'd worry. Okay, final topic. The ever-present world of cybercrime and data security. What's new there?
Well, Palantir is facing more scrutiny in the UK over that big $330 million contract to manage NHS patient data.
Why the scrutiny?
Concerns about its other clients, ties to immigration enforcement, military work, raises questions about data use and privacy.
And that concern about data and security is hitting other companies too.
Yeah, the Czech Republic just banned a Chinese AI company, DeepSeek, from public sector projects due to cybersecurity worries. We've seen similar moves in Italy and Australia recently, geopolitics playing out in AI contracts.
And sometimes they actually catch the bad guys.
Sometimes. There was a rare public indictment this week. A Chinese hacker, Zewei Su, linked to the Hafnium Group, was arrested in Milan.
Hafnium, they were involved in.
Big stuff. This indictment linked Zhu to the theft of COVID-19 vaccine research, among other things. Shows international cooperation can work.
And finally, a really chilling example of AI misuse.
This one's worrying. An AI-generated deepfake voice was used to impersonate U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Signal.
Trying to do what?
Trying to trick people into giving up access to sensitive accounts. It was convincing enough that President Trump actually called for a ban on these kinds of voice cloning technology.
Wow. Shows how easily AI can be weaponized for deception now.
Exactly. Very targeted, potentially very impactful.
What a week.
Yeah.
Seriously. From Nvidia hitting $4 trillion while Intel faces reality, to Grok's wild swings, the AI talent wars, the fight over digital game ownership, new browsers, robotaxi bumps, global tariffs, new political parties, deepfake voices.
Yeah, just a slow news week.
It's just, the sheer diversity and the speed of it all is breathtaking.
And you see how interconnected it all is, right? Each story, a satellite, a tariff, an AI model, a court case, it's a thread in this massive, complex tapestry that's reshaping how we live, work, communicate.
Everything, everywhere.
For better and sometimes for worse. It impacts everyone, every industry, every country.
So here's something for you to think about as we wrap up. As AI gets smarter, our world gets more connected, digital rules get more complicated. What do freedom and control even mean anymore? How much say will we truly have over our own digital and physical lives in the future?
That's the big question hanging over all of this.
Definitely something to mull over. Thanks for joining us for this Tech Week in Review with Adam and Eve.
Tech Week in Review is hosted by Adam Carter and Eve Harrison. Music by Federico Luyo, Jamie Wright, and Alex Grohl. Sound mixing and editing by Nigel Dixon-File. Tech Week in Review is produced by CTF Initiative in conjunction with TechFyle. If you are interested in more news, reviews, and articles, visit techfile.com and follow us on social media. If you like the podcast, please subscribe. Thanks for your support. Keep following TF and TWR for the latest in tech changing your world.